Hello, this is Dave Sugarbaker, and it is the 4th day of August 2024. And I have a sermon topic called Seeking Truth. And the scripture is from Philippians, 4th chapter. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. And with a topic like truth, what did I look up online? Quotes about truth, and I want to share some of them with you. First, from Henry David Thoreau: rather than love, rather than money, than fame, give me truth. Here's from Oscar Wilde: the truth is rarely pure and never simple. And this is from my own brain. I picked it up somewhere, so I don't know what the real attribution is, but it goes like this: the truth will set you free, but first it may make you miserable. Another from Lao Tse: the truth is not always beautiful, nor beautiful words the truth. This is from George Martin. I don't know who George Martin was, but this is what he said: people often claim to hunger for truth, but seldom like the taste when it is served up. From Albert Einstein: whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. This is from George Orwell: in a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. And from Thomas Huxley: learn what is true in order to do what is right. And finally, from Leo Tolstoy: truth, like gold, is to be obtained not by its growth, but by washing away from it all that is not gold. We Americans have a real problem. I don't think that it has ever been harder to sift truth from fiction than it is right now. A generation ago, some of us like to remember that we had 3 TV channels: ABC, NBC, and CBS. The evening news consisted of a newscaster reading what some politicians or bureaucrats may have had to say on the issues of the day. The bureaucrat might try to spin things in his favor. It was always a him back in those days. But the newscaster was reporting, not commenting or interpreting the news. With the rise of cable TV and the internet, there are hundreds of versions of whatever is going on at the moment. There are conspiracies, there are spins to the left and the right. There are candidates and bureaucrats who firmly believe that if they lie fervently and repeatedly, they can convince the voting public that the sea is purple and the sky is green. And it's all the fault of them, the demonized opposition. Now, we rely on the news to be accurate, that is, to be true, because what we hear is the basis for our actions. The lies and the conspiracies aren't the real problem, though. The real problem is that in the midst of all the noise, the claims, the counterclaims, and the outrageous lies, the public collectively may throw up its collective hands and give up the search for any truth whatsoever. They, that is we, may decide that the truth is unattainable, or impossible to discover in the midst of the fog of aggressive untruths that are launched at us at every hour of the day and night. It's possible that we are being trained to discount everything we hear. The lying and the spinning may become so pervasive that we don't believe anything we hear or read. Nothing gets credence. If the current craziness continues, we may all decide that it's just all noise. If we decide that what we hear isn't true, we have nothing on which to base our actions. We're immobilized by untruth. The media doesn't help. Someone recently wrote that there is a tendency born of a desire to please both sides for news organizations to engage in false equivalence in the name of neutrality. The journalist I read said, "We always strive to be fair, but sometimes that means calling out the lies of powerful people and institutions and making clear how misinformation and demagoguery can damage democracy." What happens to our life together as citizens of a democracy if there are so many loud, strident, fear-laced lies that it becomes impossible to penetrate the fog to find what the writer of Philippians describes as what is true, what is noble, what is right, what is pure, what is lovely, what is admirable. A few observations on truth. First, as I said earlier, the truth may set us free, but first it may make us miserable. We're unlikely to discover much truth unless we are ready to have that truth change our perspective and our prejudices. If we live in a closed system of perspectives, we won't have room for any truth to break in. It would just upset our tidy, nicely balanced system. The truth may tear down our cherished protections and rationalizations. The truth may require us to reassess our priorities. The truth can be a lot of work. Henry Nelson Wyman, a 20th century theologian, says, "We are to hold our beliefs in loving tentativity, because, as the old hymn says, more light and truth may yet break forth." Secondly, truth may demand that we give up pretensions and groupthink. The wonderful story of the Emperor's New Clothes is about what's true and what is mutual delusion. Everybody buys into the tailor's con game because they want to be perceived themselves as wise by everybody else. And it takes a child who hasn't bought into the community's criteria for wisdom to see that the emperor has no clothes. The truth comes from a little child, too young to be pressured into seeing what isn't there. Third, Jesus says, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." If anybody else tells you that they embody truth, run away as fast as you can. Since the time of Socrates and Plato, truth has been associated with the divine. Jesus, according to the creeds that we cherish to this day, Jesus was very God and very human. Unique in the life of the world. That's what our creeds say. He was consistent and truthful, even when his answers led to his crucifixion. So is truth a property of the divine? Certainly none of us human beings is always and completely truthful. Sometimes for our self-protection or to manipulate others, we will twist or run away from the truth. Some of us have a good sense of what sounds fishy and what sounds true. Others are taken in by the lies. We could say that they're too trusting or too naive, but the truth is important to us. Lies break that trust. So there are two ways we could go. We could agree to lie to each other and conspire together to say that the emperor has a splendid wardrobe. Or we can surround ourselves with those who will tell the truth. And telling someone the truth can be a signal of love and respect. Now, God bless you. Take care of yourself. If you find value here, I'd appreciate it if you'd pass it along. Thank you. See you soon.